So what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. Now in today's video guys, we actually have some tactics for a formation I haven't posted on this channel before, and that is the 4-1-3-2 formation. Now the tactics that we're using today that I'm showing you are originally adapted from Div 10 Moment on Twitter, so I will link this post for you guys so you can see the original post, but we have changed a couple of the tactics which I am going to show you guys in the video, but yeah, let's get right into the video guys. I hope you enjoy. If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code Rema, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. Alright then guys, so starting off with the custom tactics for the defensive style, it is on balance. Now the reason it's on balanced is because it does give you the best control over your defense, so when you want to press your opponent and be aggressive you can, and then when you want to drop back and be a little bit more passive you can also do that. When it comes to applying pressure in this game as well, there is also something else that we can do which we'll get onto in a moment, so there is no need to have this defensive style on a pressure tactic, just have this on balance. Now moving on to the defensive width guys, something I've been telling people a lot about recently is having that defensive width on a more narrow value. The reason for this is I think it's better to have your defense to be nice, narrow and compact so you can stop all of those attacks through the middle, because if somebody's going to go for one of those cutbacks, doesn't matter how high your width is, they're always going to go for it. So I think it's better to at least be nice and solid through the middle, and then when you want to block that cutback down the wing, just manually pulling out a player down there would be easier. So a lower width for me is much better. Now moving on to the depth guys, in the original post I think it was something like 65, but honestly if you're in the high end of FIFA, if you're in like the top divisions of Rivals for example, I think the 71 depth is an absolute must at this point, because the thing about 71 depth is, like I said, it gives you this press which is very overpowered. The game basically defends for you. You also get an automatic overload of the ball side and it completely breaks your opponent's attacking AI. The thing about 71 depth as well is there is also a minimal stamina drain on your players, so you can press like a madman for like 90 minutes and not really lose any stamina as a result. So 71 depth, again, very overpowered in my opinion if you're on the new gen version of the game. If you are on the old gen version though, I would suggest something like 55 to 60 because this 71 depth thing is new gen only. Now moving on to build-up play guys, the tactics that I saw actually have long ball on and it kind of works really well. The reason long ball is actually pretty nice against this meta of 71 depth is because your players push quite far up the pitch, you know, when you're building up the play, meaning if you just lob the ball over the top or play a long pass, you can pretty much bypass that press a lot of the time. So long ball can be a little bit difficult to use sometimes, but it's very effective against that 71 depth which people like to use. Moving on to chance creation guys, on this one it's actually balanced. Now I would say direct passing is still the most meta, so if you want to use direct passing that's absolutely fine, but balance does seem to be pretty good actually with this formation and tactics, because you just seem to get pretty varied movements out of your attackers. You know, it just seems to confuse your opponents a lot of the time because everybody's expecting you to do those direct passing plays, and when that's not happening and you're using balance, sometimes it can throw them off a little bit. But if you want to use direct passing, that is fine, but on this we're using balanced. Now moving on to the attacking width guys, we have this on 42. This is so our attack is not crazy wide and it's also not crazy narrow. It's kind of balanced and it works really well. If you want to go ahead and make this width lower, that is completely up to you, or if you want to up it and make it a bit wider, that's fine, but it's all down to preference really. Now moving on to the players in box guys, we have this on 6 at the moment. This is so we can get a few players into the box to help us finish off those chances, but we don't overcommit everybody on the team to the point where we're always going to get counter-attacked if we lose out on possession. As for the corners and free kicks guys, this is a preference thing. I just have them at on one at the moment, but it's completely up to you what you have these on. Sorry to interrupt the video guys, but I have noticed around 90% of you that watch the content are not subscribed, so if you are finding any of these videos helpful, please be sure to hit that subscribe button as it does help me out massively. Also don't forget to drop the video a like as well. And with all that aside guys, let's get back to the video. Now pretty weird instructions, these are from Div 10 Moment, so I haven't actually really changed these, so we're just going to go through them now. Like I said, the original post, it will be down in the comments for you guys to look at, but yeah, starting off with one of the strikers, doesn't really matter which one. Stay central, mixed attack. This is so you always have at least one striker in those central positions to help help you finish off those chances. If you want to put it on your more clinical striker, it's up to you, but I'm just experimenting with having it on the more technical player at the moment. But yeah, one striker on stay central and mixed attack, so you get more varied movements out of the player. You don't always want this player running in behind because it can be a little bit predictable, and with this tactic, mixed attack can be really cool because sometimes this player will run short and help you out in other ways. So mixed attack, stay central on one striker, and then on the other striker, just the complete default settings. So we kind of just get a bit of everything out this player. We don't restrict him to staying central or drifting wide. We don't always make him get in behind, and we don't make him come back on defense or stay forward all the time. So it's a very balanced instruction on one of your strikers, and then like I said, the other one stay central and mixed attack. Now moving on to the centre mid, guys, you're going to want to use like an actual box-to-box centre mid here, or like an attacking centre mid that can also defend. It's important that you do have somebody with defensive capabilities. A perfect player in this position is somebody with a high work rate and a really balanced card, because you need them to be able to do a bit of everything. You need them to attack and you need them to defend. If you don't use the correct players in this formation, you are going to struggle. So on this player, guys, we have him on balanced attack, get into the box across, and get cover wing, so balance attack, so he will attack and defend, get into the box across, so he will help us out when we're going forward and will commit into the penalty area. And then we also have this player on cover wing, so that they will cover the wider areas when necessary, and other times they will cover the central areas. So yeah, these instructions very important, and the type of player you use is very important in this position. Now moving on to the right mid and the left mid, guys, we have them on come back on defense, cut inside, come short, and get into the box for cross. Come back on defense, very useful because it always ensures that these players fill in the correct positions when we don't have the ball. If you have them on basic defensive support, they can get very lazy and not do their jobs defensively. So come back on defense is very important in my opinion. Cut inside is very useful because they will transition from these wider positions that they start in into the more narrow areas, throwing off your opponent's defense. Very useful to have like these inverted runs going on with your wide players. Come short's also useful because it allows these players to get closer to the player with the ball to help you out against those pressure tactics, because if these players are coming short, the opponent's press is a lot less effective because they're constantly coming short towards the ball, and you're able to adapt a lot quicker as a result of that. We also have them on get into the box across, so they're not hesitant to get into the penalty area. Very useful in combination with this cut inside instruction. Now moving on to the CDM, guys, very basic instructions on this player. We just have him on stay back while attacking and cover centre. He is a more defensive minded player, so we don't want him going forward. Stay back is the best option for him, and then cover centre, so he'll always defend those central areas. This player is basically here to be a nuisance and be as defensively sound as possible. Now moving on to the fullbacks, guys, on one of them you have him on balanced attack and mixed attack. This is so sometimes they will help you out in the attack and other times they won't. It's very on and off whether or not they'll go forward. It's contextual, so balanced attack and mixed attack on one fullback, and then on the other one join the attack and mixed attack. So this player will constantly help you out on the attack and create a lot of opportunities for you. So your more attacking fullback is better to be on join the attack, and then the other one on balanced attack. These fullback settings are obviously very aggressive, and if they're too much for you, you can put these players on stay back. But like I said, this tactic is very different to a lot of the tactics that I've posted. So just give them a go. It might seem a little bit strange, but honestly they've been really enjoyable to use. And don't forget to check out Div 10 Moments original post down in the comments. I nearly forgot, but the centre backs and the keeper, we leave them alone, we don't touch them. But yeah, guys, that is everything for the video. If you have enjoyed or found it useful, please be sure to leave it a like, sub to the channel if you are new so you never miss out on any videos like this one, and don't forget to turn on notifications. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out, guys.